Next major war doesn't begin with missiles flying across the sky, but with a decision made quietly inside the Oval Office. Right now, the world is holding its breath as President weighs one of the most dangerous options available to any global leader: a potential military strike on Iran. The talks between Washington and Tehran were supposed to reduce tensions. Instead, they may have pushed both sides closer to the edge. Diplomacy has slowed. Military positioning has accelerated. History tells us something serious is unfolding beneath the surface. Behind closed doors, American intelligence assessments are being reviewed. Satellite imagery, enrichment reports, regional troop placements, every detail matters. Washington believes Iran's nuclear trajectory is approaching a threshold that could permanently shift the balance of power in the Middle East. Tehran insists its program remains peaceful. If the United States believes Iran is nearing strategic breakout capacity, hesitation becomes risk. And in the current climate, risk is something this administration appears unwilling to tolerate. But here's where the real tension begins. A strike would not exist in isolation. Iran has layered defense systems, missile capabilities, cyber tools, and regional alliances. Any limited operation designed to damage nuclear facilities could trigger retaliation across multiple fronts. US bases in the region, maritime routes in the Gulf, and allied territories could all become pressure points. This is not just a military equation, it is a domino chain. Oil traders understand what many citizens do not. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most sensitive arteries in the global energy system. Even the hint of disruption can send prices surging. Energy shocks create inflation. Inflation creates political instability. This is how one regional strike can echo into global power structures. Inside Washington, the debate is intense. Others warn that escalation dynamics are unpredictable. The question is no longer whether America can strike. The question is whether America can control what happens after it strikes. Meanwhile, Iran's leadership has issued warnings of severe retaliation. Their messaging is calculated, not emotional. They want Washington to understand that consequences would extend beyond a symbolic response. Proxy networks across the region could activate. Cyber operations could intensify. Shipping lanes could become contested. The strategic cost would not be immediate headlines. It would be prolonged instability. This moment is bigger than two nations. It is about credibility. If Trump steps back, critics may frame it as weakness. If he steps forward, he risks igniting a broader confrontation. Power politics leaves little room for middle ground, and in the modern era, strength is often projected not just through force, but through unpredictability. Trump has built part of his geopolitical persona on that unpredictability. The question now is whether unpredictability becomes leverage or liability. The deeper issue is this: the global order is already under stress. Major powers are recalibrating. Alliances are shifting. Energy corridors are weaponized. Technology is militarized. In such an environment, even a limited strike could accelerate fragmentation. Regional players would be forced to choose sides. Financial markets would hedge aggressively. Military postures would harden worldwide. This is how localized crises transform into systemic shifts. Right now, the world is on edge, not because war has begun, but because it hasn't. Silence before escalation is often the loudest signal. Aircraft carriers reposition quietly. Intelligence briefings intensify privately. Leaders speak carefully, and citizens scroll headlines without realizing how close the margins may be. The decision resting on Donald Trump's desk is not simply about Iran. It is about deterrence doctrine in the 21st century. It is about whether military force still serves as the primary language of global influence, or whether its costs now outweigh its strategic value. If a strike happens, it will not just target facilities. It will test alliances, markets, and the fragile architecture of modern geopolitics. And if it doesn't happen, that absence will also send a message. The world is watching. The pressure is building, and history often turns, not with explosions, but with a single calculated choice. Stay informed, stay critical, and stay ahead with Silent Empire News.